Good morning.
How have you used the last 2 weeks to deal with the mood and the fallout from that game at Liverpool?
Well, we focused on the work we had to do and analysed first the game and focused on what we want to do, but many players were away. But as well was, of course, the transfer market, so I was very, very busy every day. I was not on holiday, I was every day in here to work.
You mentioned the players that went away with their countries. Have they all come back okay?
We don't know yet because Sanchez, Ospina, Ramsey, players were coming back today. We'll see, we'll check that all along the day.
In terms of the rest of your team news, what's the latest?
Of?
Your team news, anything else?
No, I think we have at the moment we have no injuries. Everybody is looking to come back quite well. Wilshere is getting stronger every day. Overall, we have no big injury problems.
And finally, from me, Bournemouth have lost their first 3 games, but judging on their performance against Man City, they'll make it very tough on Saturday.
Bournemouth is a team who can give problems to anybody, so I believe we have to focus just on our performance, and we know that our season depends on how strong we'll be at home, and that's why our next home performance is very important.
Morning, Arsene, thank you for your time. You mentioned Wilshere there. Would it be poetic, as it's Bournemouth, to include him in the squad?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided who will be in the squad or not.
Is he ready and available to be in the squad?
He still needs some fitness work, I think, but what I mean is in a positive trend, he's getting better and better.
Can we get an update on Santi? Because we've not heard anything for a while on him. It seems like it's a very, very serious injury. Is it career-threatening?
No, you speak about Santi, he's having his first run today. So that is quite positive. The flexibility of his ankle looks good, his mobility is good. Now it's back to getting back to full fitness without having any setbacks, so it's very difficult to predict when he will be available again. But overall, I think it's very difficult to set a time, not before Christmas. That's why I didn't involve him in the Europa League. But overall, I hope after Christmas he will be available.
But his view, the medic's view, and your view with your experience is that one day he will perform again at the highest level.
Yes, but he has not played for over a year now, had a few surgeries, so I'm always cautious to set a time or a date, but overall, yes, it looks positive.
Alexis Sanchez seems to be in a positive frame of mind. He's gone onto social media with a photograph of him wearing the number 7 Arsenal shirt and the words "back home" and "focus." That's a good sign?
Yes, of course.
Did you expect none less from him?
Yeah, I have no doubt about Alexis' mind and mentality, that people question. I think he needs to come back to full fitness. What he was not at Liverpool, it was his first game, and he suffered a negative experience now with Chile, but he's strong mentally, and hopefully he will be back very quickly to his best.
How close were you to selling him on deadline day?
I believe that the transfer market is over, and for us it's important. There was a lot going on that front, and so overall it's very difficult for me to speak about that because the most important for us now is to focus on the next game.
Did it depend on getting Thomas Lemar in?
That's what I read everywhere, yes.
What's your view on it?
My view is that it's very difficult to speak about that because Lemar is now in Monaco and has to focus on Monaco. Sanchez is here and focuses on here. And after that, I believe as well we have to keep a certain confidentiality about the transfer negotiations, and transfer market is part of that, many things happen in the last second. What I regret, that's why I believe it's important that we change that and close all that stuff before the championship starts, because even in the games, you sit there before the games, even in the player's mind, they have no clarity. Are they in? Are they out? Are they half in? Are they half out? And are they tapped up in the afternoon of a game by people who want to get them out? It's not a way to work, and it's uncomfortable. And every single manager in the league would agree that it's time to kick that out before the season starts and not continue to have players in the dressing room who are half out and half in.
Something that was also reported, said that you read Thomas Lemar coming in was part of the deal for Sanchez going out. Did you also read that Lemar didn't come to Arsenal because he didn't fancy coming to Arsenal? And how much, and if that's true, how hurtful is that?
It's not true. It's not true. He decided to stay in Monaco, yes, and you have to respect that. The player is has 3 years contract to go. And so overall, you have to respect that.
Something that was more clear-cut, in the end, Alex, Oxlade chairman, decided to leave Arsenal and go to Liverpool. Do you think he's made a mistake?
I wouldn't call it like that. We wish him well and wish him all the best, and thankful for what he has done here. At the end of the day, you make decisions that... you choose one or the other one. We had to sell somebody, and overall I believe that we are today in a strong financial situation as always, and we have a good enough squad to compete, and sometimes the fact doesn't take anything away from the quality of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who I think is a great player, but sometimes it opens the door for some younger players like Nelson or Joe Willock, or players who are in behind, and get an opportunity that they wouldn't get.
Did he explain to you in that meeting you had why he thought he should leave Arsenal?
I believe I cannot come out with every single conversation I have with the players in the media. There is still some secrets that have to be respected, that are the talks between the players and the managers.
Kylian Mbappe did move, gone back on loan, but he's basically moved to PSG. But he's been speaking very warmly about you. He said he had a chat with you, just a friendly chat, particularly about football in the summer, that you're a very highly rated coach and figure in France, and that he was tempted to come to Arsenal. Can you tell us how close that was?
Well, I believe that we were on the case last year already, and he was close to join us, maybe closer last year than this year, because the competition to get him was a bit smaller than it is today. But he's in a position, I personally believe that for 90% of the players, their career depends completely on where they choose to go. And for 10% of the players, they can go where they want, they will make a great career. For me, he's in 10%. He could close his eyes and choose, I go here, or go to Real Madrid, or to Arsenal, or to Man United, and will have a great career, because he's an exceptional football player.
How close were you?
I cannot tell you that. I was there, how close were you? Should ask him the question, how close was he? I think he was closer last year than this year.
Arsene, obviously there's no getting away from the fact there was a disappointing result against Liverpool. Do you ever, after a result like that, you go home and sit in your house with the curtains drawn and have any self-doubts at all about that?
If you ask me, do I suffer with performances like that? That's obvious, and if it makes you happy that I'm suffer, I wish that you can tell you can be very happy. But on overall, I think unfortunately it's part of a career as well. And you want ideally your team always to perform at the top level, and of course you question your decisions, you question your preparation, and absolutely everything. But overall, I believe as well we have played 3 games, and we have 35 games to go, and we have the quality to respond, and we have a good opportunity to show that that was an accident. and that the season is very long and just started. You know, we play 2 away games. I look at some teams, they are not far away from us, who are wanting to win the championship as well. So what is important for us is to analyze well and respond well. We were not at the level, expected level, and we know that, and we will respond in a positive way.
Thank you,
Arsene, in your comments to French television, you were translated as saying that Arsenal are in crisis. Is that true?
I never could understand really what is a crisis. You know, a crisis is to lose a game. I'm in a crisis. You know, I think that what is important is that you focus on what's in front of you in our job, and after that, for me, every single defeat is a crisis. Yes.
You've been through many highs, a few lows, but is this the lowest of the lows at the moment? Is this your brilliant?
Well, look, we had a performance like that at Liverpool. I remember a few years ago. 1 week later, we played them again, and we beat them easy at home at the Emirates. Football is made of that as well, and you have to expect that performance is swinging, and life is movement, and the quality of a performance can change from 1 week to the other. That doesn't put me in any denial that our performance was not good enough, but sport is sport, and these players are, I must say, I love my players, I believe in my players, and we have a good opportunity to show that we have the quality that people want from us, and we are in a part of a season where we want our fans behind the team. They can come out of this game and go to quick conclusion, okay, we are not good enough, or they can say, let's see what's happening and stand behind the team, and that's what we want.
Are you prepared perhaps to sacrifice a few of your principles in terms of how your team plays so that they just win, and perhaps win ugly?
If you take the history of the game, the biggest winners in the game, and that's where I think in England you have come to wrong conclusions always. And if England has not won since over 50 years on the international level, it's maybe time for at some stage to come to the right conclusions. Because if you take all the that to convince people that to win you have to play ugly, is for me a wrong debate. But if you take the biggest teams in the world, they play all football. Brazil has won how many World Cups? They play football. Germany has play football. Real Madrid plays football. Barcelona plays football, you know. And if we sit here in the morning, yes, we didn't play well enough the way we want to play. I agree with you. But to come out to a conclusion that you have to kick the ball in the stand to win football games is a wrong conclusion.
You seem very strident, very animated now. Is that what you're communicating with your players? Do you need at this moment for them to grow up?
I believe it's at some stage what is important is that you stick to your principles even if it doesn't go as well as you want it, and not that you question yourself, yes, but not question things that are absolutely not obvious because you lose one game. I think that's where I believe it's important that people who are around the team continue to believe in what we do.
Is Saturday then all about winning, or do you still want to see a performance as well as the team win? I mean, with the position you're in
the best way to win is to perform. Again, we come to it's not a decision. Okay, we don't perform, but we win. We want to win, of course, but we have to come. To convince ourselves that the best way to win is to perform.
But to stop the fans being on your back, to give you a bit of breathing space, is Saturday one?
No, what you work very hard to get our fans on our back, and you do that very well. I believe our fans are naturally with us, and that we're disappointed is completely normal. But we can, situations like that are a very good opportunity as well to show that we are strong, united, and decided.
Is it a good time to play Bournemouth because they haven't won yet, or is it?
There's never a good time to play anybody. There's a good time for us to focus on the performance and to show that we are united. Look, we have as well to take it. We have played 3 games. Okay, we have played 2 away games, and we have 35 games to go in the championship. We will catch back the points we dropped away from home, and so it's important that we continue to be strong at home. So we have absolutely. It's forbidden to take any put things into perspective and take any distance. It's I think sometimes even the press has promised to take a little distance with what's going on.
Last one from me. How hurtful was it this week when Mesut Ozil comes out on Facebook and has to defend what he's done at the club for the last 5 years against the legends who he says have been criticising, legends that you would have brought through the club, become friends with when they were here, and probably still in touch with them? How difficult is that for you?
I had always a promise to defend what is a legend, to understand what is a legend and not a legend. I had all the players here who speak today. They had all their weaknesses as well, don't worry, and they had their weak games as well, and their weak behaviors as well. You know, nobody was perfect, and so overall I believe that we have to take a distance with that as well and focus on our performance and not to be caught into any animosity. We are all grateful for what they have done for the club, but what matters is always the players who are on the pitch and can defend the pride of a club.
Thank you very much.
Arsene.
Thank you all. Thank you. We're done. We're done today. Thank you.
Thank you, Arsene.
No, it's not me.
I don't know.